Hello everybody, welcome back to the Small World channel. Today I'll be showing you my NES collection. It's almost October of 2019. My goal is to do a collection video for each of the systems that I have collections for by the end of the year. I think I've said before, I like watching collection videos, that's why I want to make one. What I'm doing here is not bragging, saying look how many games I have. It's really just a record of what I have. So in the future, I can look back and see kind of where my collection was in the year 2019. I'm looking at the games here. It's definitely not one of the largest collections of NES on YouTube, but it is a pretty decent collection. So everyone knows the NES. So kind of a funny story. When I was a kid, I was born in 1982, so when this came out I was just a kid. I was at my cousin's house and my mom comes through the door with one of these. I do have a box as well, the control deck box. Thank you, Nick. This is from a buddy of mine. This is in really excellent shape, so really happy to have that. And my mom comes through the door with one of these, and I was like going, oh, I didn't think I was getting one, but my school had a contest where you would go door to door, back when that was okay for kids to go to strangers' doors, trying to sell magazine subscriptions, and for every subscription you sold, you got an entry into a drawing. The funny thing is I wasn't really into it. I didn't really go sell any magazines, but even if you didn't sell any, you got one entry. My name was picked, and I guess they told my mom it was a $100 Toys R Us gift certificate or an NES, and she knew I wanted, an NES, so she got that for me. Just, I don't know, kind of a funny story of how I got it. There were not a ton of accessories for the system. This is the one that I do have boxed. This is basically a wireless controller. As a child, I had no idea this existed. This is like way ahead of its time. Nowadays every single console is wireless controllers. I didn't know this technology existed back then, but you just plug this in and it attaches with like a remote control type signal. You plug your controllers into that and you can sit way back, because in the old days it was an issue when you could pull your whole console down. So I do have the NES, that's the satellite, and that's it as far as accessories. I'm going to get into the games real quick. They're all going to be alphabetical order. I do have two boxed games that I will show to you. I have Castle Quest boxed. I actually have not played this game. This was, I think, a pawn shop pickup. I saw it sitting there for like 10 bucks boxed. I don't even know if it's worth that, but you don't see boxed NES anymore, so I grabbed it. And then this one's really nice. I love this. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. In decent shape. It's getting harder and harder to find boxes that are in good shape. But anyway, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. So, a lot of games. I'm just going to get right into them. Like I said, they are in alphabetical order. Abadox. I have not played this game. Plenty of these games that I have are nostalgic for me that I did play as a kid, and then lots of them came just as I have been collecting. So I have not played all of these. Okay, but Abadox. Wow, that's bad luck. I showed one game and it already dropped on the ground. Adventure Island. Excellent game. Fun old platformer. I also have Adventure Island 2. And then the priciest one, the hardest one probably to get a hold of, Adventure Island 3. I have not played 2 or 3. I've only started playing 1. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. Adventures of Dino Ricky. The Adventures of Lolo. Apparently back then it was, you could call your game The Adventures of whatever. Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing. Haven't played it. Racing games on the NES were not so great. There's so many better options of games to play now. Arch Rivals. This was a basketball game where you would, like, you know, punch the other guys out. It's like a combat basketball. Back to the Future 2 and 3. This was baseball. The NES had these black label games where it would just be a black label with the name in green. There were a bunch of sports. There was like pinball, baseball, football. So there's baseball. Some of my games are in these cool old sleeves. There's some different ones, but if you can get the ones that say Nintendo on them, it's really nice to have them. Helps keep dust out. Bases Loaded 2, second season. I apparently don't have Bases Loaded 1. The Battle of Olympus. That's one you don't see all that often. Really fun game. Kind of a adventure game. It's fun. Blades of Steel. A hockey game that I just really can't get into. I don't play hockey games, but that one's really like hard to even figure out what you're doing. Blaster Master. Really good game there. There is Bubble Bobble. I do not have the second one. Any collectors watching this know that one is pricey. So, Burger Time. I do have 2 copies of it here. I am very into variants. I just find them interesting. So, these are... They look to be the same. The color is a little different. It probably doesn't even pick it up, but like one of them's kind of purple with gold and the other one's kind of blue, you know? And then on the back there's really small differences. This one says Nintendo 1985. This one just says Nintendo. So I don't know what that's all about, but I find that really interesting. Whenever I find variants, I keep both of them. California Games. Captain Skyhawk. This one has a... Apparently I got this at a garage sale for $3. Casino Kid. One reason I really like doing these types of videos, or I feel like I will like doing these types of videos, is it lets you go through. I already weeded out a stack of 3, 6, 9 doubles, and it kind of lets me just see what needs to be cleaned and stuff like that. Castlevania, the original, still one of my favorite games, you know, ever. And Castlevania 3, I do have that boxed copy, but I don't even like, when I have stuff boxed, I don't even really like opening it up all that often because it's just going to mess with the box. So I have another copy of it there. This one's in a protective case. Probably, well, not probably, my most expensive, probably like heavy hitter you'd call it, game. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2. I found this, I had a thrift store where I used to live that would let me go in the back and kind of pick at things that were brought in. So there was an NES with like probably like 50 games, and this was in there. And you know, they didn't really know value of anything. She charged me $50 for the NES plus like 50 games. So it was like $1 a piece. So I got that excellent deal. Last time I checked, it was $100 and maybe $50 game. So definitely a good one. Here's another one that's not rare, but it's kind of uncommon. Conan. Not a very good game, but it goes for I think like 25 or $30. One of my favorite games growing up as a kid, me and my friend James Cobb was his name. We used to play this all the time. Konami Code 99 Lives, and just this was so much fun. Still is an excellent game. Alright, we got a little slew of Donkey Kongs here. We got the original Donkey Kong, From the classic series, we have Donkey Kong 3. And then we have, again, 2 copies of Donkey Kong Classic. You can see right there a main difference. There's a Nintendo seal of approval. Not on that one. Again, the coloring is different. This side has more kind of yellow. This one's just orange. You know, and then this is written in 3 lines of text. This is kind of written in like 4 lines of text. So the layout is just kind of different. Yeah, stuff like that really intrigues me. So I always collect both of them. And then Donkey Kong Jr. Alright. Apparently I don't have the first one of this either. There's Double Dragon 2 and Double Dragon 3. I love Double Dragon. Used to play it in the arcades all the time. Double Dribble. Basketball game. Dr. Mario. Always fun. It's kind of like Tetris. It's like a matching game. This is just the standalone copy of Duck Hunt. You don't see this actually all that much. It's almost always a Mario Duck Hunt combo. DuckTales. Really fun game. Played this a lot growing up. It was remastered for Wii U, I believe. Yeah. But really good game. Excite Bike. Good old used to play this to death too. Really fun game. Really simple and basic, but fun. This one says property of James Goodmason. So, and then on the back it says Rickard, and it has a phone number. I tell you, that one needs to be cleaned. This is Journey to the Promised Land Exodus. This is one of those Bible games that made by Color Dreams. They're not very easy to find, but they're also not hugely valuable. I have not played this. Fester's Quest. Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. I have not played this. Flight of the Intruder. Also have not played this. This I've played, and it's hard, but I've gotten a little ways into it. Friday the 13th. This is Galaga. Demons of Death is the subtitle, and I actually have a booklet for that, instruction manual. A lot of times, if I do have the manual but no box, I'll just put it like that, so that game manual. What is this? Oh, classic here. Ghosts and Goblins. Fun, but super hard. I think most people know this is not an easy game. Another one I have not played. Golgo 13. I don't actually even know what this is. The great thing about collecting games is a lot of these I'd get in a big lot, and there could be awesome games in here. If anybody knows that any of these games that I haven't played are great, let me know. The Guardian Legend. Gumshoe, which I think that means that it's a light gun game. Oh, I didn't show. I have a gray light gun and an orange light gun. I didn't really show those, but most people have them. Ice hockey. This is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I have not played this game. One of my favorite movies growing up, though, was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The Jungle Book. Alright. Basically done with the first stack. Kickle Cubicle. Awesome game. Played this so much growing up. Kid Icarus. There's not a remake, but almost like a sequel on the 3DS. But I still love this game. Awesome game. Kings of the Beach. Volleyball. Clax. This is These black cartridges are Tengen carts. Clacks. Kung Fu. Alright, and then getting into some real classic good stuff. Legend of Zelda, the first one. Gold cart, gray cart. Still one of my favorite games of all time, the original Zelda. And then here's the Zelda 2, Adventures of Link. Here is Life Force, Konami game. Don't know really anything about it. Mock Rider. You can see that some of these need to be cleaned. I don't actually put games into my collection until they are clean. No markings, no stickers. So this is going in the clean box. But yeah, Mock Rider motorcycle racing game. Marble Madness. Maniac Mansion. I got the Platinum Trophy earlier this year on Day of the Tentacle Remastered, and in there you can play this. So I actually haven't played this cartridge, but I played it on the while I was getting the Platinum. Here's a series I absolutely love, but you can tell I'm missing a lot. I have Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 6. So the Mega Man games, people don't really like to give them up because they're awesome games, but I don't have the first one, and I'm missing the middle ones, but 2 and 6. Same thing here. Metroid. The original Metroid. So this is just, some people might already know this, but this one, see how it has 1, 2, 3 screws? This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. So there are some games that have a 3 screw and a 5 screw variant. So this is just both variants. Another one, I guess, that I got for $3. Mickey Mousecapade. Another game, lots of fun. Hard as balls, most people know that. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I prefer Super Punch-Out. I think it's a better game, but it's because they took a great game and then built on it. But that one's still good. Millipede. Mission Impossible. NES Play Action Football. Another great series, Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden 2. Love those. Didn't play them a lot on the NES, played them in the arcade, but this game I played a ton as a kid, Paperboy. This label is, it's time for an upgrade. But I love Paperboy. Pinball. Popeye. It's a fun one. There's a Punch-Out, not Mike Tyson's. This is the original one, Punch-Out. And then we have Rad Racer 1 and Rad Racer 2. Fun race. I mean, for what they are, there's... Okay, so that was Rad. So we're up to the R's, so we're just about getting there. RBI Baseball 1 and RBI Baseball 2. This is Renegade. It's a beat 'em up. This is Rescue, the Embassy Mission. Don't know anything about that one, honestly. Ring King, boxing. Honestly, I would never play that because Punch-Out's better. RoboCop. Love these games. And it was one of my favorite shows growing up. The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, and Simpsons Bart versus the World. Not as they're both fun. They're not as good as like the arcade. Skater Die 2. I apparently don't have Skater Die 1. I thought I did. Truthfully, this may not be my whole collection. I'm still getting stuff organized up here, so there might be a game or two that's astray. So this is the Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt Track Meet, all 3 games. And this is the Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. Well, here's one of the games. So Mario Bros. For me, I mean, I really owe a lot to this game just when it comes to my love for gaming. This game was like, I don't know. I started really with the NES. I collect Atari and ColecoVision and Intellivision and some stuff. Just because when you find it, it's usually pretty cheap. But I don't have any nostalgia for those. I started with the original NES, was where my gaming life or whatever started. And this was, I think, the first game I owned because it was a pack-in with my NES. Just, you can still go back and play this at any time, and it's close to perfection, really. I mean, it's just such a good game. Mario Bros. 2 and Mario Bros. 3. So, 3 games. It's funny, on the NES, 3 excellent Mario games came out. You don't really see that anymore. You know, the Switch has 1. I don't know if it'll get another Mario, but they really were pumping those out on the NES. Tecmo Baseball. We got a bunch of Tecmo games here in a row. Tecmo Bowl. And Tecmo Super Bowl. 2 copies. Look exactly the same. I flipped them over and I noticed that the labels on the back, see, this one has some stuff and then it has some red text. This one is like a different back. So again, I don't know what it's all about, but and again, this one says Nintendo 1985. This one does not have the year. It does up there. It says 1985 Nintendo, but it's just a different layout. So I don't know. If anybody is really into NES and knows what that's about, let me know. And it's probably nothing. They probably have the exact same value and everything, but I don't know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Love the Ninja Turtles games growing up. They haven't really made a good Turtles game in a while. Tennis, another one of the Black Label games. These games are like actually decent for what they are. They're super basic, but Tetris. This is just an interesting fact, not about NES, but about Tetris. This is the most played game like on the planet. You can play it in any country. It's on every single console ever, plus every mobile device, plus every, like, you can play Tetris on anything. So I didn't realize this is like the #1 selling game of all time. The Three Stooges. I don't think I wouldn't call it rare. It's uncommon. You don't really see it that often. I don't anyway. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Thunder and Lightning. I think it's like Breakout. Time Lord. Track and Field. Another game. I played this a bunch as a kid. A lot of people don't know this game. I don't know why this is one I played so much. Because it wasn't very mainstream. I don't know. It's called Trojan. And you have a sword. It's kind of an adventure game. It's really fun. I liked it. What is this? Oh, this is Winter Games. Definitely label upgrade needed. So that's like Olympic Winter Games. Wizards and Warriors. All right, we're down to like the last 5 games. And they are WWF King of the Ring, WWF WrestleMania, and WWF WrestleMania Challenge. Kind of filler titles. Like if I was going to play a wrestling game, I'd definitely play something more current. Yoshi. The first time that Yoshi was around, I think. And the last game, Zanak. Not a title I'm familiar with. I haven't played it, but obviously since it starts with Z, it is the last one. So I don't know how many games that was, but pretty good collection. Thank you guys for checking it out. If there's any titles that that you saw that are good that I didn't know or haven't played them, let me know. If you have any suggestions of games that are good, you know, I've been collecting for the NES for probably 4 or 5 years now, so nothing there I spent what was, you know, the value. A lot of it's pawn shop pickups, yard sales, Craigslist, stuff like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Wow, that's that's almost a 30-minute video. And it's not one of my biggest collections. My PS2 collection is quite a bit larger than that. My GameCube collection is a bit larger than that. So I look forward to sharing all my collections with anybody. And again, just thanks for checking it out. Comment below anything you want about the games you saw or the games you like or what you love about the NES or anything at all. Thanks for checking it out. And like I said, things are coming together in this game room. And I look forward to doing some other... I'm probably just going to honestly go in order. Like, I'm probably going to do a Super Nintendo collection next. My Super Nintendo collection is large. A lot of boxed, or not a lot of boxed, but way more boxed than I have for NES. And a lot more heavy hitters on the Super Nintendo. And then I'll probably just go Nintendo 64 and just start getting into the disc stuff. But thanks for checking it out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.